Hey guys, welcome to the Wolf Den Workshop. I wanted to give my initial impressions of the Stihl MS462C. I got this during Hurricane Helene. I was running just a small homeowner type Craftsman chainsaw, and I had I had like 4 trees fall and damage my property, like my house and stuff. And 2 of them were about 4 feet diameter oaks. And I was really just burning my saw up, trying to cut through those 4-foot pieces. So I got this Stihl from Ace Hardware, and it was crazy trying to get a saw because everyone was selling out of them because everyone was trying to buy them. Luckily, some of these bigger saws were easier to find. Some of the Ace Hardwares locally that cater more to the commercial guys, they were buying them up. I think just to force homeowners to use their services. But I was able to get this. I got an extra chain and I bought like the Stihl 2-cycle oil because that gives you doubles your warranty. And all in, I was around $1,500. And I took this home. I was cutting through stuff. Super improvement over like a 45cc homeowner saw. This saw, they say, is around 75 cc's compression, and power wise I think it's phenomenal. I was running the 25-inch bar that came with it, and just regular chains, and couldn't really bog it down too much. So in that respect, it was good. The only issue I had, or big issue I had, was the second day I had it, I ended up hitting some metal in the middle of one of these 4-foot diameter oak trees while I was cutting it, and it did some pretty big damage. I sheared all the teeth off my chain, and not completely. I was able to sharpen it later, but it definitely chewed up the drive chain on the teeth. So I had to use like an angle grinder and with a brush to get that smoothed out. But my drive gear for my chain was fine. The big issue I had was this tensioner broke. It has a screw that runs that this worm gear meshes with, and it drives your tensioner forward and backwards. And this piece where it connects to the screw in there, and the screw broke when I hit that metal. So I completely couldn't tension my blade, so the saw was useless. And when that happened, the chain jumped off and it chewed up this plastic piece, which I ordered a new one, but it took a while to come in. I just wanted that just to make sure. I don't know if it was completely necessary, but wanted to make sure my chips were discharging good enough and not getting bound up in my clutch or anything like that to cause issues for me. So when this piece broke, it was like a Saturday night. Nowhere was open on Sunday, so I was down a day. And then Monday, I was able to go to like 4 places locally to be able to hunt down these pieces. And I'm going to take this plate off for changing this, so I'll show you. But luckily, third place I went to ended up having these little pieces in stock. So it was this screw back here and this. And this is just like an L piece that's threaded. So luckily I was able to find somewhere that had these 2 pieces. And they ended up just giving them to me for free because these saws do carry I think it's a 2-year warranty for residential use if you buy their chainsaw 2-cycle oil at purchase of the saw. This I ended up just ordering from my local Ace I normally use. I didn't really complain about the prices, like $7. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that should have broken. I think the clutch should have slipped or something like that. I think they should build that into their system, so to prevent any substantial damage from occurring. But who knows? Who knows? The one thing that was nice to me was that I was able to source the parts. You know, I know on my Craftsman saw, if I broke something, you know, it's just a disposable item, really. You just have to throw the whole saw away, or find a part saw or something. So that's one big benefit to buying these professional grade saws is you're going to have a lot of support for them. And that's, you know, I was looking at getting some other saws, all Stihl. I'm a big Stihl fan normally, but I am also having other issues with this saw. I think it has to do with this. It's a 462C. I think my issues are coming from that C delineation. I'm pretty sure that's their marker for if it has their M-tronic carburetor. And the best way I understand this is an electronic metering device that's built into their carburetors that optimize fuel flow or something for supposed efficiency. I mean, these saws are, you know, pretty big engines in them for what they are. And they're doing hard work cutting shit. Yeah, there's nothing super efficient about them. So I mean, even with this M-tronic system, it just drinks through fuel like none other. But it also adds a lot of issues for me. So it normally starts up pretty good, but when I've been running it really hard and I turn it off, occasionally I'll have trouble restarting it, and it seems like it's flooded. And I've had 2 instances where I've had to, you know, take the spark plug out, pull it a few times, let the cylinder dry out to be able to start it back up. Which, you know, for a $1,500 saw that's essentially brand new, that's pretty shitty to me. That it would have issues starting up hot. You know, the freaking Craftsman saw I got for free off Facebook Marketplace. Once it's hot, I never have issues starting it. So that's an issue. Maybe I just run it too low on fuel, because it does drink fuel really fast. It's easy to lose track of how much. So, you know, obviously it's important to take frequent breaks. But overall, it'll eat through wood. It's heavy. It's not something you want to be doing all day, bucking limbs and shit, if you don't need something this big. So I think if you're doing full-time work, you know, I definitely have a smaller saw for cutting up limbs, and use this for, you know, your trunks and felling big trees. But overall, you know, I'm happy that I was able to buy it. My insurance ended up reimbursing me for the full $1,500 because I did a lot of this work myself without hiring a contractor. So it worked out well for me. And I don't really have a lot of trees that I manage all the time. I'm only on like half an acre, and most of my trees fell during Hurricane Helene. But I am a scout leader. I've been on projects where I've cut hundreds of trees in a day. So my use fluctuates. I've been going up to North Carolina a few times, and on one trip I was using the chainsaw all day. So while I don't use it all the time, when I do use it, it tends to be, you know, worked hard, put away wet. So it, you know, I don't have the best indication of long-term use, but so far it's been sufficient. I think if I was doing this all the time, I'd want to have more hours on it, see how it does long term. And if I kept having these starting issues and stuff, I think I'd try to get... I think they have an MS462 without this M-tronic carburetor. That's personally what I think I would steer towards if you were looking at buying something like this. Try to stay away from all that electronic carbureted shit. But I don't know. If you guys have experience with these, if you work in the industry, if you're using these all the time, let us know if you think there's a benefit to it. I imagine if you're running a dozen saws all the time, 10-20% fuel savings over the year adds up pretty quick. So put your thoughts down below. I don't know if those savings can offset maintenance cost or repair costs, because I think to get them like reset, you have to take them to a dealer or something. But thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content.